All right, we're up. All right, hello, good morning. We're back. Before we get to anything, I did my show. I just finished my show, and Mike Mutnansky was here, and I was going to try and get him to make some sort of pitch, but he just left. So forget it. Just forget it. Forget it. We're good. I'm sure you saw tweets. People were tweeting at you, Dave, to try and get.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you guys are like a very rabid island of people. Like Mutt. So basically the only time I hear his name is when you get a couple of your Minute fans to come on to my streams in the morning when I do DDTG and they spam the comments with Mutt. But like, I'm being honest, if I was walking down the street and Mutt slapped me in the face, I wouldn't know who it was. Like
you don't even know what he looks like?
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Mutt guy. He's sports centric, and I don't know if that's
like really, I see like, people being
horse racing though. Whit horse race. I'm just
that's what I was going to say. Him and Elio. Yeah, I think it'd be really good. Him and Elio with a weekly horse racing podcast. I don't know how big that is, Dave. You never say it's
big.
Could that be? Last time I'll ask. I'm not going to beg for this guy. If he's not going to fight for it, I'm not going to fight for him. Is that the kind of thing where you could float him like a weekly thing if he did a show that did okay versus a full-time job in a perfect situation?
Yeah, I mean, for anybody, if they're doing it, I mean, we're not dying for middle-aged white guys who like sports and like horse racing. Like, so listen, again, there's nothing against them. He's never reached out to me. I think 99.9 of the people who like follow myself and Barstool have no idea who he is.
I agree. No, I agree. If he's not reaching out to you, then forget. I'm not going to beg. Like,
yeah, he hasn't reached out to me once.
You know what that drives me crazy though? You know why that would drive me nuts?
Like you've been trying to push for him, and that's not really your persona, Kirk. Like you're like, hey, figure it out on your own, and you keep trying, and Mutt he's just writing the Mutt stack on Fridays. That's what he's doing.
Again, like he's somebody I find interesting. It's just some of the comparisons are like, what is Caroline or this person? Is like, yeah, but they're totally like different people from what we have.
Well, I imagine people watching this right now, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they have no idea. They're like, who is a fucking Mutt? What is Mutt? What is a Mutt?
I can tell you Mutt would like Mutt would like the Beer Olympics. I can tell you that much. There's no question about that. Which,
just driving right out of the Beer Olympics.
I just Henderson, Nevada, look out.
So what is he like, unemployed? Again, this is like supposed to be a Barstool show, but I'm
trying to get him a job. We'll get. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. He doesn't want. I'm mad as a friend. I'm mad that he's showing no initiative. It annoys me personally. I'm a person on this show, and that's why I'm annoyed right now because I want this guy to at least try. Say whatever you want about me. I have initiative. God knows you guys do. He has none, and it makes me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, people would die for an opportunity here.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Why it's not? It would probably be within your world. It's like, why would I hire him?
Right. I agree. All right. Anyway,
Kirk, it's similar to, this guy. It kind of goes with Mutt. It's like, hey, this guy needs to go to rehab, but they ain't going until they want to go.
Oh, it's very similar to that. It is very similar to that.
He's an alcoholic?
No. I was just using that analogy.
He is.
He likes his beers, I think.
He does. So
I love him.
I don't understand. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to go to this stupid beer fucking thing. So like, I understand why the Kelces would bail out, but like, wouldn't somebody have known that these guys are huge? Like Travis Kelce might leave at some point. Like, should this have been a big surprise?
No,
it shouldn't have been a big surprise. Can I get the full backstory, Dave? Sorry, can you explain?
Well, I don't even really know. Listen, the full backstory, and I didn't really know why everything was moved. But the Bussin with the boys have this beer fest that they do. They get celebrities in it. It looks horrible. Like now the Kelces, it's right up their alley. It's right up meathead, like idiot, like meathead football
offensive
players.
Linemen.
Yeah, like this. Sure, so it is that event. I watched it last year. It's like horrible, whatever. So they booked it this year on top of the dozen, which I had an issue with to begin with. It's like we have why do we want two big events on the same weekend so we can promote them both? Stupid. We moved Jeff D. Lowe, who had the date first, because according to Bussin, this is the only weekend basically in the universe that worked. I call bullshit on that, by the way, right away. There's no other weekend.
There was some UFC thing or something. Am I getting that?
It's right? UFC, training camp, all this shit. Gotcha. I don't know. They came up with stuff. So they had it this weekend, and it turns out really the only reason they booked it this specific weekend for the Kelces. Now, the Kelces are just about two of the biggest stars right now on the planet, especially with the Taylor and the retirement. So if you can get them, I sort of get it, but they just bailed, made Will look like an asshole. And Will is out here just taking shrapnel. Well, his buddy is in the jungle in Mexico, silent. I mean, he's going to come back, and Taylor's going to come back. What's that movie with Brendan Fraser where he's like in a bomb shelter for like 30 years?
Silverstone? Yeah, blast from the past.
Blast from that. Taylor's going to be like, what's going on around here? Well, everything.
Like Encino Man?
Yeah. So Will look like an asshole. Again. Yeah, that's the end of it.
So, but like what? But so I saw a story from a few weeks before where Travis Kelce said, "Yeah, I'm going to be that particular stretch. I'm going to be with Taylor Swift. She's in Europe, I guess."
Yeah.
Like, why?
I saw that after.
Why does somebody know that? Like, who's in charge of fucking that up? That's what I want to know.
They're really dumb. Like, I like Will. I'd say if I didn't like him, but they are really Neanderthal brutes who don't have any intelligence. CTE, maybe.
I think Will's smarter than you're giving him credit.
No, he isn't.
I think
he's dumb.
Like
Taylor's
business-wise, he's pretty savvy business-wise. I know right now it doesn't necessarily look like that, but he's grown that fucking brand like a monster.
Now, time out.
He's a worker. I'll say that.
He's talented and he's funny and he handles this stuff like he's very good. That doesn't mean he's smart. Like the Kelces, I wouldn't be like, oh, they're brilliant people, but they're like gigantic. Will works hard. He's talented. I think you can make fun of him back and forth, give and take, but that doesn't, he's a dummy. And he's surrounded by dummies. He needs a smart person there. They don't have one.
The other guy's kind of killing him by not being around for any of this at all.
It was tough.
It make Will look like a fucking asshole.
Tough. Now, I've already explained this. I agree. I don't think Taylor should have gone, but he's not a full-time employee. So, again, he has that right. It's like Biz. Biz has a conflict with the hockey game. He's doing the NHL. You know, he's not, if he was a full-time employee, it's like, all right, you're coming to us. He's not Taylor. And Taylor knew he wanted to do other stuff. Still, he committed more so to their podcast tour, but it's one thing after another. So yeah, it's not as black and white as what he's just leaving him out to dry. Will is a full-time employee of Barstool. Taylor is not.
Oh, so is Biz? So Whit, is Biz like Taylor and you're like Will? Are you a full-time employee and Biz is not?
No, I don't even know if I am.
Oh. No, I don't think you are.
I don't think I am, but I try to as much as I can. But Biz will do anything too. It was just this FDNY game. They moved the playoffs up. He's the superstar at TNT there, and he said 10 times, "I need to be at this," and they just they were like, "No."
I didn't really get what Biz was doing either. For a long time, Biz was looking for like the green light from me, and I didn't understand what he was talking about. He just kept being like the blessing from me to do his job. Like, I get it. That to me is a very real conflict. I think, if we're being honest, I think TNT is kind of like cunts for not letting him go because
I agree with you on
that FDNY. The fire department police game, I always get that's like a big deal. So he committed to that a long ass time ago. Not his fault, schedule change. But if I was a TNT exec, I would let him go to that. I think the goodwill you get probably from your core base of fans for the most part will go a lot more than be like, no, you have to go for the first game of the NHL playoffs, which span forever. I think that's a mistake by TNT.
I think it's literally just one day, right? He would just fly back, right?
Well, they don't have games, I think, till Thursday, but it's like to them, it's like, this is opening night. This is our Super Bowl, and you're our guy. I totally see both sides of it, but I felt bad for Biz. He's stuck in the middle. He really wanted to be at this game in which it's the 50th anniversary. We had the officer who got killed, so I just felt bad for Biz. But
another one. There's been two in the last in the New York area.
Fucking crazy. And then shout out to you. I know you're matching the donations again, but yeah, back to the Bussin' with the boys. I didn't know. While Taylor's gone, too, Will's doing every podcast alone. I thought he was maybe zooming in for the pod, so he's grinding with Taylor gone for a little while.
Does he have the Walker guy with him or no? that right?
Yeah, Delaney Walker.
Yes,
Delaney Walker. Listen,
yeah,
I don't like giving Will compliments. He is really stupid.
He works hard.
I love Will as an employee of Barstool. He's what?
He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yes. Yeah. So that is as positive. Like, he called me the other day. He didn't know I was going to say hands up phone. He goes, just shoot me. Put me on my misery. Like, what do you got? Like, that's how he answered the phone. So I like guys. He can bust balls, but that doesn't change. He's almost that perfect employee because he's going to screw up the rest of his life because he has rocks in his brain.
Yeah. In a way, like he's like just like a successful Mintzy almost. Like in a way, he's just like, you know,
that's maybe the meanest thing ever said.
In a way, like he is like he has a very successful brand, but he's also kind of like he's going to continue to do dumb things.
But his brand's so big that no matter what he does, he's fine.
And he's smart.
Whereas Mintzy, like, although I guess Mintzy's fine too, no matter what.
We went to at the mini golf. I had lunch with Riggs and Mintzy the other day. Riggs and I went to lunch at this like sandwich place. Mintzy was there. He sat down with us. He had a meatball sandwich, and it was like when Harry was like 2. It was all over his face. It was all over his shirt. There was little chunks of tomato like in his.
I don't know if we talked on this show about the clip of him and Biz planned on smoking some weed together, and I know it was a few weeks ago. And Biz, and I asked Mintzy, I was like, "What were you panicking about?" He couldn't even really explain to me why he was panicking.
Well, he doesn't want to be seen as like
a drunk guy.
Right. See, and I will say the difference between like Will Compton, I don't believe, this may be a big statement. Like when Mintzy went to the poker tournament for himself rather than the Barstool Combine, Compton wouldn't make that decision. He would always be at Barstool. He's dumb. Like the things he's screwing up and being dumb are generally for the betterment of Bussin, which is essentially Barstool. He's just really dumb, like really, really dumb.
No, but if you ask him to do surviving, he'll do it. Mini golf,
100%.
He'll do anything. Yeah,
100%.
No question about it. I know you've been vacillating on this. I'm curious, both of you guys. This is sort of Barstool, not Barstool related. I mean, are you ready to kill Kraft on this whole Bell? Are you going to take Belichick?
He is. Dave, that's your guy. This guy.
They're both
sucks.
My guys.
I love Kraft.
This guy sucks.
This is a disgrace, Dave. Like
they're both my guys.
How?
I don't like it. It's a bad look for Kraft, certainly.
Why do it? Why? It's so obvious. Why is he doing this?
I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. He really is, I think, looking at how history will be told with his dynasty and wants himself to come out smelling like roses. And by the way, I like obviously Patriot fan. I'm sure there's a ton of truth to what Kraft is saying, but why do you have to publicly air it out? Like, yeah, they were together. There's always those rifts when anybody's had success and together for that span of time, bands, teams. But why air it out? Why air it so fast? Why clearly be the orchestrators, making them look awful?
It looks like John Henry now.
No.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Around here in Boston.
It's almost it's like worse.
Hate the Krafts right now. They fucking hate them, which is wild. I'm telling you.
Well, but Kraft, to me, what he's doing right now is trying to endear goodwill and make himself look good with Patriots. To me, John Henry, where people don't like him, is he's like a carpetbagger that doesn't care about winning.
No, but the difference is, though, like with Francona.
I don't think Kraft.
Oh, with the Francona stuff.
They stabbed Francona in the back when he was gone, which is exactly what they're doing to Belichick right now. And the problem is, it's so obvious. Everyone, what? I think it's in the reality that I would tell Kraft. This is like when you line up dynasties, the owner's never going to get any credit. That's like just not how it works.
And it's not unusual. Like you look at the Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. It's not that unusual. And what I'm sure is. Not sure, but if you're doing this for 20 years and you're winning and all the credits going Belichick, Brady, and you do feel like you're keeping this thing together, and every day it's a headache, and it's like he just wanted to scream it to the world when this thing ended. Stupid. No way to manage it. He went from really beloved
completely
to down quickly because of the way he's handled it. So, and I like him and I'm friends with him. I would not have advised to handle it so clearly, like attacking Belichick, who I love Belichick. You're not going to get Patriot fans to hate Belichick. You're not.
No, you're not. And I saw Jerry Thornton. I believe his blog mentioned that he thinks Kraft is actually very upset at the dynasty and how it made him look. Like, did they not have final say and cut and everything?
They produced that I have a hard time believing. I didn't see that. I mean, Kraft is the one who asked me to be in it. He personally asked me to be in it. That's why I went. It's called Kraft Dynasties. I don't know. I mean, he said the things he said. You said he's paying the ass. Again, I'm sure a lot of things are very true. Like, I'm sure Belichick's not the easiest guy to get along with. And Kraft seems like a guy who wants a buddy-buddy relationship and true, relationship buildings. You're not going to have that probably with Belichick. You know, he's a different type of cat, but he's great at what he does. I don't know. It was so soon. It's so soon after.
The other thing, too. Yeah.
He's also they are a cheap franchise. They're not spending any money, and they never really did, but Brady covered it all up, and now you're spending the money on the lighthouse. It's like, dude, get some players.
Yeah, so that's the part
$7 billion, whatever.
That's the part I don't get, because I've spent enough time with them, and they would be the greatest con artists ever. I truly believe they want to win as bad as they've ever done it. And if you told them
that,
yes.
Yeah. After what you've seen,
what have they done? What have they done this offseason? Nothing, right? Nothing.
They've done.
Yeah, but I think they think they're making the best decisions to win. I do. Whether it be now or 2 years down, I feel that way. I
think having Gerard Mayo coaching the team instead of Bill Belichick is a better decision to help them win games.
Well, I mean, Belichick was horrible the last 4 years.
I know, but who would you rather have coach your team?
Belichick, probably.
Yeah,
but something had to change. I'd rather Vrabel, to be honest, than both of them.
That's fine, but that goes back to Kraft. Sorry, Will. It goes back to Kraft, though. Like, I agree. It was time for Belichick to go. Kraft brings Belichick out for this press conference together and then holds a press conference the same day basically saying he fired him. Like, he's just fucked this thing up from the beginning here.
That's what I was going to say is people were down on Belichick. They'll always love him, but they were down on him. And the best thing that's happened to him is Kraft stepped on his own feet so many times that now nobody dislikes Belichick.
Yeah, that documentary was
my dad.
Belichick.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Kraft wants to be loved, and it kind of got.
I think being at the Celtics game, what was it, a couple weeks after his wife died with the 24-year-old, that might have been the beginning signs of.
No,
he wasn't.
If they're winning, people don't care though.
No,
but in terms of I don't know if this.
No, he's been well regarded in owner circle as one of the most powerful, best owners for a long time. And of course, when you're winning cures all. Since they've been bad, things are starting to turn. I always got the impression he wanted to make it clear he wanted Brady. Belichick didn't. Like how that split. And again, it's just Patriot fans don't want to hear it. It's like we don't really care. We don't like you trashing Belichick, that's for sure.
Did you see this? Did you see this Rico story about bullying a woman on the plane? Did you hear about this or no?
No.
Oh, you see this cut? Do we have this or no? Bullying a woman to get back on the plane after she tried to get off. Do we have this or no?
I bullied a woman to get back on the plane. I'm in the window coming back from Chicago. Kid next to me wearing a mask, fucking clown. I go, don't let her go. I see it from a mile. She's inching up from row 26 to 25. I go, hey doc, you got a surgery that you had to cut a whole row? Real big important surgery? She steps into 24. Now I thought she was like going to throw hands. She steps into 24. She's like, no, you know what? I don't want to insult anybody by I don't need to go. I was like, no, you clearly need it more than us. You know what you were doing. So now she waits. She waited. I get off. Again, same guy goes, hey, buddy, that was pretty good. So the people there are like too pussy to say anything, but I'll say it.
Also just patting himself on the back. The ultimate.
It also reminded me of the Rico story he told me at the mini golf. He comes up to me. He's like, hey, you know who's a good guy? He gave me his number. He's a good guy. Is Tony Finau. And I'm like, he's like, I ran into him in Arizona.
I saw this story.
He didn't tell me at all during that story that he dropped the foreplay guys like 20 times at Tony Finau. He made it seem like he was putting around. You can do those putts. At the putting green, you make every putt because they're trying to sell you a putter at these like superstores. He's like, yeah, I ran into Tony Finau, and he was just like, yeah, and like they were buddies. He just gave him his number. The foreplay guys told me he dropped their name like 30.
Well,
Did you see the clip? Did you see the clip of this?
You want to play it? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ran into Tony Finau.
What does that mean?
I bumped into him in Phoenix. I dropped your name.
He doesn't know what the fuck we are.
Relatively. So he's walking into a sporting goods store. I'm walking out, and I was like, "Hey, we might need guests for the show tomorrow. I'm with the Foreplay guys. Like I work with the Foreplay guys." He was like, "Oh, he knew who you were."
This guy, that's unbelievable.
He knew who you were. Nice guy.
What'd he say?
Gave me his cell phone number.
All right,
you're such a liar. Is Tony Finau on his fucking phone?
We tried to get him. He was playing TPC Saturday.
I hope he knows that you don't work for Foreplay because those messages are insane.
Okay, read the text?
Yeah.
Thursday, 8:15 p.m. He says, Rico, Bosco, Barstool. Then he goes, thank you. Then he goes, 12-1, live, Barstool, Bar, Scottsdale, thanks. No response.
Those were all right on top of each other.
Yep. 8:15, 8:17, 8:26. Saturday, 1:48. Can you make it? Tony Finau responds at 1:57. Sorry, my man, not this time. No problem. Good luck this week. Here's where it's tough. 2 hours later, you say hit him straight.
Yeah, he's a
crazy
psychopath.
now, this guy now is like, I'm never going on Foreplay. This guy's part of Foreplay.
He's an absolute psychopath.
He's gonna tell other golfers too. Like,
imagine just getting a guy's cell and then like peppering him nonstop like that. And also the plane thing. Again, this is the Rico. Like Rico always acts like he's the moral police when he's one of the worst humans who ever lived.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
No.
Well, he's a pretty bad guy. He did harass an employee's wife.
Yeah, two bad
burners.
moments. Two bad moments doesn't make a life.
No, he's run like seven people out of this company.
Yeah. I do like the initiative, like, hey, you want to do this 12-1. Once a guy says no, like a normal human being, even I know, like, okay, it's over. I never communicate with this guy again. But Rico, an hour later, hit him straight. Hit him straight.
He probably hit the first ball out of bounds too.
It's probably like me at empty golf, like 90 on the first hole.
Crazy.
Just a strange friggin' human being. Jeez. Any Billy football updates, Dave? I know you're staying away from him.
From what I've heard,
screwed. He got screwed. I heard.
Listen, I told him exactly what was going to happen. It's what happened to me when I ran for mayor in Boston. You get the signatures, and then they can disqualify them for virtually any reason. From the person's not a registered voter, real. We can't read the signature. They're not in this district. Whatever it may be. I've already told you, a legitimate, like there's firms, that's all they do. They collect the signatures. I paid this firm what they asked. They're like, yeah, this will get you the signatures. I got them. I still didn't make it. It is corrupt, but politics is corrupt. I don't know what the update on it. He's right, though. It's fucking bullshit.
He's being sued, right?
Well, is he?
I thought he was. I read that or no?
How is it possible in an election, in a democracy?
Yeah, there it is. What's that, Whitney?
I just never. No, I don't know anything about this stuff. But I in a democracy, you can't just have an open election when you do.
What is this? He's trying to sue.
Who's suing him?
His opponent, right? What's it? I can't read the tweet. I'm blind.
Yeah. It says after he called out. He's really going to Trump, meddling Mike Ferrari for trying to stop the election. He decided to put his name on it when I got served a stack of papers. He's now personally suing me to try to get me off the ballot. I'm fighting back, but I need your help. Please donate today. Listen, he's right on a lot of these counts. It's a corrupt system. It's a corrupt system. I mean, obviously, you got to have some barrier of entry to the ballot. So not everyone, I can't just be like, hey, I'm on the ballot, whatever. But by all accounts, he did what is needed to be on the ballot. So
yeah, I always assumed you got a certain amount of signatures, you're on the ballot. I was naive. I guess it's just.
And even if he didn't win, which he wouldn't have won, it's like maybe that's.
I'm not convinced he won't win. I'm really not.
That's Santos's district.
Yeah, Santos. I'm not convinced he won't work. Like when I was going for mayor of Boston, I thought I could win because I did a little research and I could get all the colleges registered. Like the students could be voters. So I'm like, I looked at how many votes. It's like if I get the colleges, I'm going to win. So, but it is corrupt. It's meant to keep people like him off the ballot.
That's why these career politicians, these losers who just do this for 40 years, like and have no competition. It is a
He's right. Selection, not a what do you say? Selection, not an election.
Right. Congratulations. A week ago, face to face, I told you the Scheffler bet was a bad bet. Golf bets are a bad bet. Totally wrong. Congratulations. Good win. What, 1.3 million you won?
Yep. I'm hot. I mean, I'm hot.
The clip of you making more than third place
Yeah, more than Max.
finisher at the Masters.
More than Max Homa. He played like a pussy on that Sunday.
I made 3.5 in less than a week. Because
What's next?
NHL. I'm waiting for Mr. Ice. I'm going to put probably 200 or 300 on Mr. Ice.
Okay.
Well, I like the Celtics. Their value is they're like plus 160 now. Right. I mean, that's crazy low. Yeah, Scheffler, listen, I won't bet golf like that again. It's heart-wrenching, like because he was in it from the jump. Like, he got off to a good start, but he didn't play great until the back nine on Sunday.
I mean, he played awesome, dude. Whenever he missed the green, he got up and down. Did he ever shoot over?
Well, let me put it this way:
your tweets, dude. Your tweets, but that was shtick, correct?
Yeah, no,
that was the most shtick thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I thought
I was up and down. I was up and down. Listen, watching it, Homa missed 3,000 birdie putts. Scheffler was like struggling to make pars.
Well, I don't know what
really.
What were you watching?
Yes, really. I watched every shot.
Struggling to make pars, as in missed the green and then chipped it to 2 feet.
He led the field in teed green by a huge amount.
All right. You guys, whatever you want. I want 1.3.
You're calling him a motherfucker. Go home to your pregnant wife. It's like, buddy, this guy's blowing the field away.
He not till the end. He did. It was tied. He fell behind on Sunday. He fell behind by 2 strokes on Saturday. Then he gets that eagle. He was hitting like bomb putts, chipping out. To me, that's luck. People said he's not even a great putter. They're like, it's everything else. He was hitting these monster putts. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, I'm the only one of this group who had the faith.
You're right. No, I can't argue with you.
I showed you the bets at the mini golf. I said, I asked both. I said, is this guy that good?
I think I said it was a good bet.
You said it was a good bet.
Well, I didn't realize. I didn't think it was a good bet. Then you mentioned the hedge, which I said, okay, that makes sense. But you were never going to do that. Like, what was he? I asked you last week. Like, what was after Saturday? What would you have?
There wasn't much to do to hedge.
No,
in hindsight, because too many guys were there, so it's like you didn't know who to hedge on.
Right.
I the only fear that I had for you and Scheffler, and because I was rooting for it, was Ludwig. And then he put that one in the water on 11, and that was kind of it. But that guy. You had to be a little scared of that.
He was like machining. Homa was a machine until he put that one in the bush.
Yeah.
And he got fucked there. It usually rolls down. He got posed on that one.
Well, he'll journal about it and tweet about it, and everyone will say he's a great guy.
You're not a Homa guy?
He's one of these guys, he wants everyone to like him. Like, everything is about being liked, and I had a wonderful experience, and I learned a lot today. It's like,
you know who slurps that shit up? PMT boys.
Oh, they love it.
And foreplay probably. Seems like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, but
he seems really. I just like him because he lost. Like he had like no game. He was like done, and then he has this crazy story of like getting back on the tour, and it's become unreal. Oh, yeah, in terms of winning a major, I don't know. It seems like he has the game to do it.
No
but
chance. Nope.
No chance. You think?
None. That was it. What's that, Dave?
Game time. Did you know that you can get tickets to see Whitney Cummings? Is this the right ad? Because I know it's going to open up for, I feel like, a Kirk jab.
Why? What do you mean?
I feel like it would open up. Maybe not. Did you know that you get tickets to see Whitney Cummings, our very own Grace O'Malley, live in New York right now for only $56? That's right. With Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big game event. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets to all sports, music, comedy, theater events near you. Flash deals for sudden discount, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and the lowest price guarantee means that if you can't find the same seats for anywhere else, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time, the best place for last-minute seats with 60% off your favorite events. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets now. Take the guessworks out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code Unnamed for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time's app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guarantee. We're in playoff season. I pulled this thing up. Are the Bruins tickets? Well, I'll find out. Are they more expensive than Celtics?
Oh, really? I'd be surprised.
Well, the get-in price is like it's for the roof deck. I don't know if you can see the Game Time. They list them all there.
And they're playing the Leafs though, which is just a monster series every time.
True. I think $160 is basically the get-in in the nosebleeds. $159 is the cheapest ticket. That's an expensive ticket.
For that series, that's going to be a huge ticket. I think the Celtics games, the great seats, the Wood and close to the Wood, are always going to be the most expensive. But overall, yeah, I bet you Bruins games are
120. 120 gets you into the Celtics. 160 for Bruins.
I don't know anything. Do the Bruins have a legitimate chance, Whit, or no?
I would say no. They're a really good team. I don't think they can win the Stanley Cup
because of their past. They've been really good the last couple of years, and then they flame out.
Yeah, they just don't. I don't know. They have like Pasta and Marchand. After that, offensively, they don't have like a ton of game breakers, and they do have great goalies and great defense. Though you never know, but I would be very surprised if they got out of the East, or especially if they won the Cup. I don't know who ice is going to give you. Now, there's probably a lot of non-NHL fans watching this show. I'll scream it again from the rooftops. The first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, even if you don't watch hockey, just tune in, give it a shot, because it's the best 2 weeks in sports. I'm very biased, but it's nonstop action, 2 or 3 games every night.
So you don't have an ice read, though. You don't know which way ice is going here.
He's in Bahamas.
Well, you can do your research there.
My guess is going to take Florida.
Yeah, what are their odds?
They're one of the favorites. He loves Florida,
but still, I think it's like they're 8 or 9.
Yeah, there's nothing under 6-1. So if I hit it, it would be a big hit.
So how do you decide between like $200,000 or $600,000? Like at this point, you're up so much. Why wouldn't you put $1 million?
UConn loved 600. Loved. Like I'm like, nobody can beat UConn. That's what created that bet. That was what I thought was an intelligent bet. Scotty Scheffler was playing with house money. Like I didn't know really much about it, but talking to you, Whit, the foreplay guys, like, all right, it's worth a shot. Hockey, I'm going on someone else's opinion, so I'm not going to risk that much. And they're big odds.
So how much are we talking? What would you guess?
300, I think, is going to be about what I do. 300, 6-1.
Okay. That would be the favorite, I think. So I mean, if you go Florida, you're going to get 2.4 million on 8 or 9 or 2.7.
Yeah. Correct. Hockey Whit is probably the goofiest one of all in the playoffs. I mean,
puck luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
puck luck, and like 8 seeds go on to the final. It's
to win.
It makes no sense.
So tomorrow night you're rough and rowdy, is that right?
Well, we might as well do DraftKings since we're talking about that. You can bet all this stuff on DraftKings. The 82-game preseason is in the books. Finally, time for the real season. Don't miss any of the NBA action at DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports partner of the NBA. Celtics, man, plus 160 from the play-in tournament through the finals, from every opening tip to every buzzer beater. DraftKings Sportsbook have you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boost, so much more. And if you're new to this whole sports betting thing, it's super easy to get started. Try betting on something simple like a team to win. Go to the app, select your team, place your first bet. It's that simple. Here's something else, sweeten the deal for all new customers. Bet $5, get 200 in bonus bets instantly. Go bet on the Celtics if you like them. New customers, download this DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code Unnamed. That's code Unnamed to get 200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Speaking of gambling, that idiot who got himself banned from the NBA for life.
Moron.
What an idiot.
What the hell is that guy? How much was he making?
Couple million.
Oh my God.
It was over like 40 grand or something to this.
Most of the time I see these stories like if you're betting on other sports, I don't know why that's a problem. This idiot was betting against himself and his own team.
Crazy.
Oh, I didn't even know that. It was against his squad and he was in the game. So
he took himself out. He had like props for the game. Said he didn't feel well and took himself out.
I mean,
what an idiot! He must be in debt. Like people are like, what an
They've already
idiot.
Said banned for life.
Yeah. Rightfully so. You have to be if you're doing that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And he wasn't subtle about it at all. If you go through the timeline, it's like he leaves tracks like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
So if you're betting, like Pete Rose was betting on the Reds to win and on himself or whatever it was.
But the problem with that though is he was a manager of the team. So, okay, fine, he bets on them to win. But one day as a manager of the team, he might burn out some relief pitcher to win that game. And then it makes you wonder,
his arm.
Also makes you wonder, if other gamblers are probably well, why isn't he betting on them to win today? He didn't bet on them today. Like, that, you can't. I
agree, but it's still what he did is not as bad as what this guy did.
This is.
You shouldn't be allowed, period, to clearly bet on the sport that you're active in. But I don't know why you couldn't bet on other sports like other humans.
Was this moron doing this on like DraftKings, or was it?
I think he had a bookie, but no, if you're doing the props, I think he was giving information to other people or something. The whole thing, he's just a fucking idiot. Idiot.
And I saw some people tweeting like, "Oh, this other guy did this horrible thing, and he's only suspended for like it doesn't work that way. Some guys are great, but if you gamble on the sport that you're in and the league that you're in and the team that you're on,
and against yourself,
how could you ever bring the person back?
Especially in the locker room with him?
Yeah, especially the NBA, which already has the Donaghy stuff.
Which they never got to the bottom.
Speaking of NBA morons, that clip I saw, and I hope it's not AI and it was real, of LeBron talking to P. Diddy saying there ain't no party like a Diddy party. Have you seen that?
No, that was real. That was 100%. It was old. That was real, but that was old. Yeah. Yeah. Well, LeBron.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
The best LeBron thing is that meme that always pops up of LeBron reading the first page of a book. Like, yeah,
that's what he did. Or when he said he read The Godfather 19 times, they asked him his favorite quote. He's like, there's too many good ones. I can't think of one.
He couldn't give one.
Not one.
So you're rough and rowdy tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, leave for West Virginia tomorrow. Then I'm going to the NYPD, NYFD hockey game on Saturday. So busy weekend.
What's the main fight for tomorrow? Is there a big?
They're all new fighters, which is good.
I like
because that's what makes rough and rowdy. Like you never know who's walking in the ring. So 20 fights, all new. It's a big one. We need to push it. The sales have been a little bit down the last couple. So hopefully this one rebounces and we get a good showing.
Do you think that's just because there's been so many or because there's not a big name in it? Like there's not a Barstool name?
I don't know. We've had so many variables. Like last one we didn't do on a weekend. So that's a variable.
Oh, that's right. The one in Rhode Island, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be the first time we're all together on a weekend in a while promoting it. So hopefully it bounces back.
You find it that it's better when there's a Barstool person involved, or does it not matter?
Depends what the fight is. It definitely draws more attention. I mean, it isn't always. It builds it up. Yeah, Canseco was great, but like the fight wasn't great. But yeah, it builds it up. It gets more people attention. But the core of Rough and Rowdy is just people. You never know where the next guy who's entertaining is coming from.
What two Barstool personalities, if they went at it, you think would be the biggest seller?
I always said Bosco and Nadeau.
No, David.
Bosco and Nadeau. I mean,
before Nadeau
what would you pay both those guys to do that?
Nothing. Nadeau can't fight. We already saw it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he can't fight. David, people wouldn't care about me and Dan because we have no bad. You need legit bad blood.
It would have to be like a real Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And then I'm trying. Am I missing something? There's no real rivalry in house right now.
Well, speaking of rivalries,
go ahead.
I had a discussion, and I'm not going to drop names. I respect when Kirk does that because you can't tell Kirk anything. He'll drop anything. But these guys said, please don't mention my name. But Nate being the editor-in-chief is, I mean, these guys, they're horrified.
I don't think it's going to take us long to get to these sources, I don't think.
Dante.
A couple of them surprising. They were just describing to me how they post blogs and then it's a wake up with it never goes up, and they post a blog and all of a sudden the people with their own publishing rights, and some weird people have their own publishing rights. They take the blog over, they steal the blog, and it was
I have a different guess, Dave. Did the person then do a comedy bit on the piano after that or no?
No, he was not one of them.
Who's that?
Francis.
He was not one of them.
I did.
Well, Francis got his. I don't know if he has them back. Francis got his publishing rights taken away.
No, he does not have his publishing rights.
He got it stripped when he made fun of a girl who was brutally murdered and posted it online.
Well, listen, he got his job back. But
they were mentioning Big T has his own publishing rights, and then it's kind of like, but they get why Jerry Thornton does. He's been an OG, and
you're saying Francis doesn't have his publishing rights, and this person was complaining about people who do and don't have publishing rights.
So I heard. So the people I was talking to, then I asked Francis.
You're not gonna name names. Dante, is it Dante?
Dante might have been involved. I really like Dante. I really like Dante.
Well, Dante
had a great blog, and it wasn't going up, and it had been hours, and it's like, these guys are just so confused with their hard work.
Let me put it this way: Nate has described his job as keeping Dante from blowing up the company 6 hours a day. Like a day. Like Dante can write some shit.
He is crazy, Whit.
But wouldn't it blow him up?
I would rather give publishing rights to Genghis Khan than Dante.
Francis actually said that Nate has saved him a few times from possibly getting in a lot of trouble. So it was almost the other way.
You start out this whole segment by saying, like, why the hell is this guy in charge, the editor-in-chief? And now you're saying, what a good job he's doing.
And if Dante's involved in the conversation, you need to monitor Dante at all times.
He's insane, but we know that.
I just am into his blogs, though.
I agree. I agree.
Guys, keeps you on the edge.
We'll set him up with Creed thoughts. You know, when Creed from the off, they have like www./ like to protect the world from Creed's thought. Like some will, but Dante, man, he's a crazy one.
Yeah, that's
and he's a longtime critic of Nate, so it is probably coming from. And Big T, like Big T's not trying to write, crazy shit.
You're right about college football or something.
Yeah, so it's like
what.
So it's the people who could possibly get the company in a lot of trouble who will never.
Turns out it's the craziest. It's the craziest people who are ranting the craziest about the Whit. Yes, it's very
shit. You don't say.
But that's a
maybe this proves that Nate's doing a hell of a job. Then
Nate drives me crazy, but that's not an easy job. I mean, you are balancing lunatics.
Yes,
all day long, who all want to write stuff that gets read the most, which means they're going to be crazier and crazier. It is not.
That was my takeaway, Kirk. I think I said to you in Chicago, it's like, this place is a circus. It is just nonstop lunatics, always muddling around, watching TV, eating, gambling, shooting hoops. I'm like, this fucking job.
Chicago to me was, when I was there, was like every 4 hours, these people would sit around, they'd be bitching, they'd be hitting golf balls, bitching. Spider would pop his head in and be like, yeah, we got food now.
It's Italian every time. Italian and Mexican.
It would just go and graze for a fucking hour and then go and sit down and take a shit and sit there and watch sports, and Spider come back and be like, yeah, we got lasagna, we got spaghetti. They'll all just get in line and fucking graze again, and they go back all day long. It's
Rico came in. It was 11 a.m. and he's like, these fucking chicken cutlets are the best I've ever had. He tried handing me one. It was 11. And then Jersey Jerry goes, this bolognese.
It's
another Italian.
It's like
they've set it up. They've set it up where like restaurants are coming in, they're like putting their little signs on that table. It's like, welcome to like lunatics, like fine cuisine.
It's like being in that food court in the Prudential. It's just Italy.
Every day there is the fucking opening wedding of The Godfather with a friggin' driving range there. That's all there's just music and eating and dancing. Everyone's hugging each other. I'm like, what is this? What is going on?
It's quite the world.
So what's going on there Saturday, Whit, at this game? 5 p.m. it starts.
Yeah, so you'll be able to tune in. We'll be streaming it. Go to the Barstool site and be able to check barstool.tv. Sorry, it'll be Jake Marsh is on the play-by-play. I'll be doing the color from in between the benches, which is awesome being down there, seeing the action. Then Dave will be with Jake, throwing in his random analysis. We got Merles and Colby Armstrong will be there. RA will be there. So we basically get to be a part of the whole opening ceremony, which this year, like last year was tough. This year will probably be, it's sad. It's you're going over all these people who've lost their lives, these heroes, and then it's in honor of them. And then you got an amazing national anthem, and the game starts. And yeah, some people may say, "Oh, it's like men's league hockey." Well, dude, it is not just men's league hockey. These guys are trying to just go after each other nonstop. There was a bunch of fights at the end of last year. It's a close game, and it's just fun to be a part of because they got the fan bases in the arena. UBS will be sold out. There'll be no.
Can I say something on that, which we always get feedback and blowback? We don't take tickets to this event. People seem to think we take tickets, and that's why like some cops and firefighters can't get in. It is not at all us. No. All we do is present the game. We don't have tickets. We're not taking away tickets. We're very conscious of that. So people always, whoa, I couldn't get in because Barstool had to be. No, we have nothing to do with the tickets for the patrons.
They sell out quick. And
we may want to take Biz off the graphic, though.
No, because I was just going to say, Jeff D. Lowe is going to be hosting our pregame show, which is actually fun to do because you're going over different storylines from different guys who are police officers and firefighters. And Biz is going to be able to film something beforehand that we'll be able to play probably 10, 15 minutes. So if you're all the Biz lovers out there, you'll still get to see some content with him in it. I think he may interview Henrik Lundqvist, who played for the Rangers and knew a lot of firefighters and police officers. So I'm not exactly exactly sure what we'll have, but it'll be awesome. And if you're looking to watch some hockey before the NHL playoffs begin, it's a great way to tune in and just get your fix.
And you're still, are you still matching proceeds, Dave, for this Lieutenant's Day?
I am. We're going to get them up to $1 million one way or the other. Whether I have to kick it in another match. We're a little over 800,000 so far, so we'll get there.
Yeah. Sources told me that in the conference call either yesterday or the day before for this event, RA actually fell asleep on camera during the
No, this is RA's Super Bowl. His father was a firefighter.
Yes.
Got a bunch of family members. So last year he went out to the tailgate and came back. He had a little bit of a glow on, but I think he got a bunch of content interviewing people. I mean, people are getting smothered before this game, and then they come in. And that's why the crowd is so rowdy.
Good. Excellent. Okay. Anything else, boys?
I had a question. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, you go.
I was just going through Barstool reading some blogs. Your Errors jacket, which is, I like Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie, but that jacket's kind of sick. It's been going around. Somebody stole it?
No, that girl's a fraud. I did back research. The jacket is safely resting in Paris with the person who's bringing it to Night One Paris. I don't know if that's a fake jacket, a second jacket, but that's not real.
Imagine if that ended up at Beer Olympics instead of the
let me say this. That girl, and I said it on BFF, there's no way that could have been real because of what I would have to do to her. I would have ruined her life, her family's life, anybody associated with that girl, they would have been ruined. She has
made a jacket.
She's doing something. She thought it was a cute joke. There's no way someone would take that real jacket and publish that like that. Not only me, the Swiftie, that would have been the end of that person's life. So it did smell right from the beginning. It wasn't right. What I wanted to say, Stu Feiner, RIP, his dad passed away. I will say, love Stu, took some of the sting away that he faked his death already once. Yeah, he faked his dad's death.
I wasn't aware of that.
I didn't know that either.
So you don't feel as bad that his dad died?
No, it's terrible.
Well, you just said it took some of the sting away, so you don't feel.
What do you mean?
Well,
when did he do that?
If you think he already died once,
you thought maybe it was a fake. The second.
No, I knew that.
He said he died.
What do you? I don't know that story. He said like he tweeted out he died. I don't know.
Yeah, he made a video of himself crying that his dad died.
Why would he? I mean, other than these nuts, did he do that?
He thought he did.
No. He very clearly said he's a grief grifter.
Oh, well, okay. I mean,
oh my God.
Oh,
that's
okay. I mean, it does. I guess I understand your point. If that's,
I love Stu, but I don't know that.
He's a maniac.
So almost that he wanted to get like some.
He doubled up. Two scoops of ice cream on the grief.
He double dipped the chip.
He double dipped the grief.
We're sure. It is
it.
Well, oh no.
I remember seeing this and thinking his dad passed away.
Fucking crazy. Jesus.
You guys didn't know that?
I don't think I ever saw this.
What does it say above it? It's so blurry. Why is everything so fucking
life fits without severe and indescribable pain? So
that does not say his dad died.
No.
That does not say his dad died.
No. There's more. It very clearly. Sorry about your dad. It's the second
you did
time.
that.
Everybody did that.
When you texted him the first time, did he respond? He's still alive?
No. He was grifting.
Have we seen I don't mean to be. Have we seen the body? Like, are we sure he's dead? The dad?
No, he's definitely now. And R.I.P. He's a great guy.
This is tough.
But it's the finer moment. Like his dad probably laughed. He laughed at crazy people, but it is the Stu Feiner experience.
He did seem very close to his dad, I will say.
Super close. Super close. Like I'm going to try to get there.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, good. Yeah.
But you can't mention
I see
the RIP death without mentioning that he faked it once.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think that's right. Okay.
And he owns it. He's a grief grifter. Like multiple. Dan wished everybody. Like I texted Dan. He said the same thing. He goes, "Yeah, I had to check to make sure it was real."
But when you grift the grief, the payoff the second time when it really happens is
you don't get the one you need.
No, it is the same once you realize it.
Oh, the money shot's not the same. You're wrong. Like he's hurt himself. Even this conversation, it's not the same. mean,
I think it's just perfectly Stu Feiner.
that's true. That's true.
Like,
Well,
who else are you going to find who can do that video?
I mean, Mr. Feiner, he created that human. Stu.
Yeah, they're all together.
He's
They're
got to
all
be
together.
he had to have been a special man because look at his son.
that's true.
The message,
The best.
Oh, okay. So he
That
did.
is not
He was
dead.
just
That
maybe
was-
crying that he was realizing everything. He didn't.
He's in the last stages of his life. Yeah, that's close enough though. That's great.
I disagree. I think he was so overwhelmed with emotion at the time, like the dementia. He probably didn't know who he was that day, and he didn't announce that he was dead, and it missed the mark.
But why put the video up just crying like that though, Whit?
That's Stu.
Yeah, that's true. He's a madman. That is true. Well, either way, R.I.P.
R.I.P. to
Mr.
a great
Feiner.
man who created one of the most unique men who ever lived.
No doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. All right,
Top
boys.
of the chart. If you're putting a top of the chart crazy list together for Barstool,
Imagine
They'll
when he was
fight.
holding little Stu and he's this cute little baby and just thinking that 40 years this guy would be saying lick clit for 15 minutes, lick ass for 15 minutes, and fuck for 30 minutes.
when I went to Frankie's wedding, he was there. First thing he said, because I got the Coke at my house for the after party. R.I.P. Stu's dad, 1 in a million. I mean, this will be a celebration if I know Stu, a celebration of life.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Laughs and things like that. So,
Sorry,
Yeah.
Stu.
Yeah, very sorry.
R.I.P. Stu.
All right, boys. We'll see you next week.
All right,
All right,
guys.
see ya.
See ya.